The story went sort of 5 years ago. I was on a beach in Cornwall with a friend of mine having a summer vacation. Just sat there chatting with friends and sort of talking about what we do here on Ravingham Estate and where we want to be with our venison supplies really. And I was at a bit of a loose end really, not knowing what I can do with them. Because game dealers will take them, they won't take them. Phil mentioned about the Country Food Trust, told me what they do. He'd used them before with some pheasants. So we got SJ's number, contacted her, and then we set the ball rolling really.
The Country Food Trust started in 2015. We were born from the idea that something had to happen to the game birds that were being utilised in the countryside but not in the towns and cities. And it was how to integrate that and acknowledge that actually that food poverty was growing, and the biggest problem was protein, because protein is the most important food group for human health, yet as the most expensive, it's the food group that's first dropped by people suffering food insecurity.
He's a good mature animal, so he'll be keeping the young bucks away from this area. As you can see, he's got no idea we're here. Wind's perfect, can't hear us. We have a lot of deer on the estate. We didn't used to, but because of what we do with the habitat management on the estate and the conservation and the vermin control, the deer numbers have rocketed. So we had to look at a way of using them in the right manner, and a way of this was supplying the Country Food Trust, who can there go on to use them in their food hubs to feed the homeless.
The Country Food Trust works with about 1,500 community kitchens, food banks and homeless shelters around the country. We work in all parts of the United Kingdom, and we provide as much protein as possible to all of these locations. We've been operating for 10 years now. We've just celebrated our 10th anniversary. We've delivered over 6.5 million meals around the country in both raw meat form and also as part of our ambient food pouches.
And when we have residents who are choosing between heating and eating, especially in these colder months, something like this is so vital because it's so easy to prepare, it's ready-made. All they have to do is ping quickly, heat it quickly. It's a really, really cheap and effective way to get some really great, nourishing food into them.
So the Chinese water deer was brought to the UK first in the 1870s as a sort of collective animal, put into zoos, and these animals then got either escaped or they were released deliberately. But since then, the population, and they didn't think they would, has exploded in the UK. 20 years ago, we had our first recording of the water deer here on Ravingham, and ever since then, the population has just climbed. So we have to manage this population. So how we do it, I speak to SJ, explain when we're going to do a cull, and she will say when she can take it or when she can't take it, and we'll look to shoot or take out or control maybe 80 animals. So when we're culling animals on the estate, we're looking mainly for young to semi-mature animals. This will do two things. It will make sure that the venison is lean enough, it's not too old, not too tough. You don't want to be putting that into the food chain. So this morning when we went out, we saw some mature animals which we passed on. The oldest animal we took this morning, we believe, was 2-year-old, the youngest being less than a year. Cooked properly, you can't beat it. It's really sustainable. There's so much of it in the UK, and it's got a really good health factor to it as well.
The reason we got into deer management projects was not only to receive the meat so that we could make our wonderful meals and we could help the local community. We could see the damage that has been done to the countryside. There are 200 road traffic accidents a day caused by deer, a day. Deer can cause so many problems within the countryside that it's endangering lots of different species, and we are seeing devastation that we've not seen before. For example, the brown hair-streaked butterfly in Tean Valley is now an endangered species because their entire habitat is being decimated by the deer. In Norfolk, it's the swallow butterfly that's endangered. We've got the nightingale that's gone down 90% since 1970. These species are not going to come back unless we start managing the deer. They are wonderful animals, they're beautiful animals, but we need to keep them under control for the countryside that we're the custodians of, so that the next generation can enjoy the array of animals and birds and species that we as children used to enjoy.
Looks in good condition. So once we finish the stalk on the marsh, the carcass will get taken to our deer larder, where it will have a second inspection. It will then get hung for a couple of days, and then a distributor will come or a courier will come and collect this and then take it on to wherever it's going. This may be a butcher or a processing plant to take it on to the next step.
So we work with estates around the country, Ravingham Estate being one of them. They kindly donate a number of carcasses to us every season. When the carcasses are ready to be collected, we pick them up and we take them to a game dealer. They're vet checked and processed there and turned into mince. That mince is then either packaged into 500 gram bags and for us to distribute raw, or it's sent to our factory in the north of England to be made into our ambient meals, as you can see next to me. There are in excess of about 3,000 food banks around the country. Indeed, there are more food banks in the United Kingdom than there are McDonald's. We work with about 1,500 food banks at the moment. We're forever looking for more, and we're always asking people to let us know where their local food bank is so that we can help them. Very often, the only meats available are the meats that the Country Food Trust provide.
Hi, I'm Nicola Wellham. I'm the Centre Manager here at the Charles Burrell Centre. Been established for just over 10 years now, and we support our local community in a variety of ways, one of which being here in the Food Hub, and we issue crisis packs. These items you'll find within our crisis packs. Within just our direct community, we have just over 1,300 households signed up and registered here at this Food Hub. Within those households are 9,000 residents. So these products are just providing protein and accessible food to these residents by the thousand. We can't keep up with the demand often. They are really, really popular. It's very, very easy to get ambient products, but not ambient protein. And that's what these products are.
Just to give you a few statistics, there are currently 7.3 million people suffering food insecurity. 1 in 7 children are suffering food insecurity, and 5% of adults are skipping meals for an entire day in order to feed their families.
So we're here at the Haven, which is the main site of Swindon Night Shelter. Here we've been going since 2009. We were a night shelter for 10 years, but now we've got a day centre. We have emergency accommodation for 14 residents, and we also run affordable food clubs in 3 venues across Swindon, and that feeds about 1,042 people a month with fresh, chilled, frozen and store cupboard items.
So, yeah. And this one, the mushroom, they contain mushroom, onion, carrots, celery and some spices. I know they have a hard life, at least when they come here, they get high quality, hot food and with nice nutrition. So they can eat, and I hope there will be enough to feel them well till the next day when they come again here. You know?
The people who visit, most of them are, as I say, vulnerably housed or they're rough sleeping. So it is really important to have a hot, nutritious meal. They really appreciate something, and something home cooked, something that you've loved. I think that as well, because it builds a relationship with people. So nutritious protein is important for that and for their health. And a lot of them have not very good health, and so having a balanced meal is really important.
Another statistic that is quite heartbreaking to hear is that now hospitals are seeing admissions for protein energy malnutrition. That is simply not having enough protein in the diet, which is the most important food group. And 27% of young adults do not eat enough protein. We cannot function as humans without protein. We do not make good decisions without protein. It is very important that we continue with what we're doing at the Country Food Trust in order to help vulnerable people get back onto their feet and back into the community and enjoying their life to its full.